already. 4 weeks of the Cape Cod Baseball League season is in the books, which means it's time for episode 4 of the Monday Morning Manager Show alongside Commodores manager Jarrod Saltalamacchia. I'm Ryan Martin, ahead of game 23 of the Commodores season before they take on the Wareham Gatemen. Coach, thanks so much for joining us pregame. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there.
There you go. There you go. Just like at Chatham last week, we're on the road, which means that this conversation filmed before the Sunday night game. So for the Sunday night recap, let's send it over to William Rosen really quickly. William?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Falmouth went down to Wareham across the bridge, and they lost 12-3, and pitching was an issue for Falmouth tonight. 6 pitchers were prevalent for the Commodores, and they gave up 11 walks to the Gatemen. If I'm Falmouth, you're heading into this week as a recap week for the pitchers to work on their stuff before the All-Star game break. And if I'm Coach Jarrod Saltalamacchia, I don't want to have any pitching issues this week. Let's see if Falmouth can recover.
Awesome, William. Thanks so much for that. Again, Commodores manager Jarrod Saltalamacchia alongside Ryan Martin. Coach, ahead of his game against Wareham, a 5-4-1 July so far. A bit of ups and downs so far maybe for this Commodores team?
It's baseball, unfortunately. You know, you're a lot of moving parts, a lot of different things going on, pitchers in and out. But, at the same time, the hitters have been doing a great job. Last night was odd for us, which is fine. You got to kind of take the good with the bad, but at the same time, like I said, it's like when the guys are going so well and they have one bad night, you kind of get selfish, like, hey, man, what's the deal? But, it's a game. These kids have been doing awesome.
Yeah, baseball's an odd sport sometimes. Sometimes you get that odd weather, too, that we've had this week. You look back at Harwich when there was the lightning delay. Katuitt, that game called after 7.5, but those were 2 Falmouth wins. What about this group of guys right now makes it so they can still throw a frisbee around and have fun, but then get locked in for the win as well?
Yeah, to me, that means more than anything. If you got rain delays, so much adversity, if these kids can overcome the adversity, I think that's where you become a better player, a better person, and I'm more excited about those wins than the actual, quick 9 last night that we had against, YD.
Yeah, so that week includes the loss to YD. It also includes some special off-day stuff on Thursday at St. Barnabas Church. Meet the Coaches event for the first time. You got to talk to the community, see some Commodores fans. What was that event like as we recap and reflect on the week to see fans face-to-face for the first time?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. At the field here, there's so much going on as the manager and the coaches that we're always moving. We're always somewhere else. So, to have all the interns and all the volunteers and all the fans all in one spot where we can actually sit down and have a conversation was really, really enjoyable.
Yeah, special thanks to everyone who put that together. Kathy Ingersoll, Paul Aries, and the whole Commodores team. And more fun news and exciting stuff this week. Before the YD game yesterday, it was announced that there's 8 Commodores selected for the All-Star game this year. Just this group overall in general, what was your initial reaction to those guys getting recognized?
They deserved it. To get the recognition is obviously great. Those guys worked their butts off. A lot of them came in with, not high expectations, and they've, done what they're capable of doing. So for me, having guys come out here and get better is obviously the goal. And then obviously icing on top of the cake for them to make an all-star team and improve to everyone else.
Yeah, we're 4 weeks into this manager show now. So we've talked about some of these guys so far. Some we haven't mentioned, though. One of those guys, Antonio Morales, has been special all season. What has he done that's been so deserving of that all-star nod?
Tony's been almost, I think, every single game he's played in. I think we've given him a couple days off, but from the start to finish, he's been our guy, and that trust and belief, I think, has helped him become a better player. Every day he's working on something new, but you can put him in right field, left field, center, second. Such a dynamic player in that aspect, but he's been solidifying that top of the lineup for us all year.
Yeah, it should be special. Not just saying that because I'll be at the University of Maryland with him come this fall. He's been special in the fields. The guy's been special on the mound. It's the all-star starter and Trevor Ballmer. What have you noticed out of the TCU righty that's really impressed you so far with Trevor?
For me, no one understands it or realizes it, but he finished his high school season where he threw a lot of innings, went straight to college as a freshman. 30 innings doesn't seem like a lot, but if you add that to what he did in high school and then come out here and do this, it just shows you how special he is. He's obviously athletic. He was a two-way guy at TCU, came out here as just a right-handed pitcher. So I'm expecting some big things out of him this season.
Should be expecting big things out of Trevor. Also, to be expecting some big things, with today being the first day of the 2025 MLB draft, over a dozen of 2025 Commodores are eligible for that. When you've had conversations with these guys, as someone who's been through it yourself, what has been your best advice or what you've told them about this process?
I know my job would be a lot easier if the draft was after this.
Right.
This makes things a lot more difficult, so I'm hoping I can find someone that can give me advice as the coaching side of things. But on the player side, this should be the most exciting time in your career. You get an opportunity to play a game that you love, healthy. A lot of people don't get that opportunity. So they should just enjoy and take in every second of this. Whether it happens or not, they still put themselves in a position to be able to to get drafted and play with the best of the best.
Right, and you're a guy who probably knows that as good as anyone. It's been now 22 years since you were drafted in the first round of the Braves. Not to date,
Yeah,
but
jeez.
what were some of your favorite moments from that draft day experience?
Well, it was a lot different when I was getting drafted. It was on computer, AOL, you hear the ding, 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 and all this stuff. And sometimes it would cut out. The internet stopped working. So this is definitely a cooler experience for these kids. But, I mean, I just remember, not even thinking about the money aspect or what round. It's like if my name goes, I'm going, So I remember getting drafted, going to meet my agent, my family, and the guy who drafted me, the scout. Yeah. And sitting down and we're having dinner and he goes, "Hey, by the way, I got you 25 extra grand." I was like, perfect. I was going to sign anyways, but all right, I'll take it.
So you mentioned the draft itself was being different. Obviously, it'll be a big televised event today. How about the preparation in terms of you see guys, whether they're here or getting ready themselves in 2025 versus 2003? How does a player's preparation look different for the draft?
When I was going through it, we had sit-down meetings. That was the thing. The scouts would come to your house. They would sit down. They give you like a 15-page paperwork to fill out, all these different things. Now everything's done, through media and social media and videos and all this stuff. So, they're able to be watched a lot easier than back in my day. I think the preparation is the same. You just go out there and play the game. If your name gets called, then that's when you figure things out. But these kids are having the time of their lives out here playing a game in this beautiful weather and, beautiful atmosphere. You're with the best of the best out here, so you can't ask for anything better.
Looks like they're having their time of life. Coach, last one for me. Entering week 5 of the Cape League season, you mentioned guys coming out, guys coming in. What are some of the goals for this team now entering week 5?
Just stay focused. At this time, next 2-3 days is like really, really tough. These guys are focused. They have their phones on them, so they're watching the draft, listening to their friends' names. So a lot of the conversation go towards what happened in the draft as opposed to focusing on what's going on the field. So just kind of reiterating to them, hey, we still have a job to do out here, and it's going to be the same if you're playing professional ball or college ball or out here. There's going to be some kind of distraction that you've got to be able to kind of drown out and focus on the game.
It's a focus that will start tomorrow when the Commodores host the Bourne Braves in a West Division showdown, and this being the off day. But tomorrow, we're back in action against the Bourne Braves. That'll do it for episode 4 of the Monday Morning Manager Show. Alongside Commodores manager Jarrod Saltalamacchia, I'm Ryan Martin. We'll talk to you Tuesday at the Falmouth Gov.